your own manager.
Thank you. Mrs. Cruz, a recent article in the San Gabriel Valley Tribune, actually late last year, basically stated the last 2 years, Azusa's unemployment rate has gone from being in the top 10 to now being tied for third place. What would you do to change the situation?
Well, thank you for that question, because that is exactly part of my platform. In fact, let me read to you from my mailer here. Not a friend to Azusa families. The Citizens Congress had a vision for wilderness parks, increased open space, a walkable community, more commerce in downtown, a safe environment for their kids, and more jobs. The reality is the new developments are creating less open space, increasing density, and increasing crime and unemployment rates. So if the unemployment rate is high now, be prepared, it's going to even grow, because these high-density developments are not bringing in any type of jobs to our community. It's just housing. Also, I'm so actually true to hear Mr. Carrillo speak, continue to talk about economic growth. That's all it is, continuing to talk for 2 years now. Let's talk about what they've done in 2 years also. They've de-zoned the commercial property on Patterson's Auto from commercial to residential. That is a commercial site that could have been providing jobs. Also on the 700 block south, where they're going to be building houses, I believe that's the Colony and Azusa Courtyards. That was also commercial land that is going to be downzoned. And I was not in favor of the zoning out the gun club. I think some arrangements could be made, and there's been, instead, the city of Azusa has not worked with the existing businesses, and instead of creating hope, it's creating despair.
Thank you, Mr. Macias. Same article appeared in the paper late last year. In the last 2 years, Azusa's unemployment rate has gone from being in the top 10 to now being tied for third place. What will you do to change the situation?
It is a twofold approach. I would take just a slightly different approach, though. There's a short-term and a long-term approach to this. The short-term approach is, of course, to work with this could also be long-term, work with the Chamber of Commerce, work with the local businesses to bring in these companies that employ the people, whether it's in retail, whether it's high-end industrial, whether it's low-end industrial, whether it's a white or blue-collar job. It's a matter of giving people options and bringing in those jobs, competing for those jobs. So working with the Chamber of Commerce to do that, to not only retain but bring in new business. So the long-term approach would be to work with the school district to make sure that we do push kids to go into college, to give them these options so that they can have these options to come back and work in a city that you can go from kindergarten all the way to a master's degree. So you can come back and, yes, maybe build a business or work for one of the businesses that are here in Azusa, whether it be north of Grumman, where you can be an engineer, or whether it be one of the local shops in town. It's a matter of giving them options, so it's a twofold approach. So that is, in my opinion, the key to bringing down unemployment in the short term and in the long term.
Thank you. Mr. Alveraz, same article appeared in the San Gabriel Valley Tribune late last year, which basically stated in the past 2 years, Azusa's unemployment rate has gone from being in the top 10 to now being tied for third place. What would you do to change the situation?
You know, I just drove downtown today, and there's a big sign, "Help Wanted," outside El Forno. So bringing in businesses does help. If Target does come, although there's just a letter of intent, anything can happen. And people always ask, is it coming? Well, I never say it is true until I see it in concrete, that they are going to come. But this will help with employment. Now, also, one thing that people didn't mention was community involvement, getting involved with your community. Now, I read an article one time where it said over 60% of people find their jobs through who they know. Not just by submitting applications, but by who you know. Get involved with your community. Networking does work. Now also, the gold line was never mentioned. Now this is